he doesn't kind of buy what the prosecution's selling. He thinks they've looked at the notes.
Yeah.
He thinks that they're cheating.
I mean, I would think that too.
But apparently what happened is commonplace.
In the meantime, let's go back to New York City. Want to get some updates on the case that is unfolding there regarding Sean Diddy Combs.
Get ready, because the drama surrounding Diddy and his family has just taken an unexpected and shocking turn. Just when it seemed like the headlines couldn't get any more intense, a new twist emerges. Reports now suggest that the FBI has issued an arrest warrant for Diddy's mother, Janice Combs. Yes, Janice, the woman who has been a pillar of strength in Diddy's life. The matriarch who raised him after his father's tragic passing is now at the center of a major controversy. And this isn't just some minor accusation. The allegations against her are as shocking as they are unsettling.
Wait a minute. Say that again. Say that again. Back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is
yes,
new.
there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of.
Hold on. Did you catch that? If you're wondering how we got to this
of a
point,
storm of
let's take a
accusations,
step back.
ranging from
For
misconduct
months,
to orchestrating
Diddy
elaborate,
has
highly disturbing
been at the center of a firestorm of accusations, ranging from misconduct to allegedly orchestrating disturbing gatherings that have left behind a decades-long
The FBI's warrant
trail
is
of
reportedly based on
allegations.
evidence that
But now,
suggests Janice's
things have
involvement
taken
goes
an
beyond
even more
just being a
shocking
bystander.
turn. The latest theory suggests that his mother, Janice Combs, may have played a much bigger
how
role in
deep does
all
this
of
go?
this
And
than
what
anyone initially suspected. Reports claim that the FBI's arrest warrant is based on evidence indicating that Janice wasn't just a bystander. She may have actively contributed to an environment that allowed these alleged events to take place. But how deep does this go? And what exactly has she been accused of? Let's break it all down.
And because the 8 people in the videos, the 8 celebrities in the videos were allegedly victims of crimes, we know who they are, but we will not be naming them, famous or not.
According to insiders, the FBI has been quietly gathering evidence for years, and the findings aren't looking good. There are whispers of alleged photographs, testimonies, and even old recordings that suggest Janice Combs may have knowingly or unknowingly played a role in shaping her son's controversial legacy. Remember those infamous parties that have been making headlines, the ones rumored to involve highly questionable behavior? Well, now reports suggest that Janice may have been organizing similar events long before Diddy became the powerhouse figure we know today, and it doesn't end there. Some sources claim these gatherings weren't just exclusive to high-profile guests. They allegedly helped normalize behaviors that are now coming back to haunt the entire family. But how much of this is true? And what will the FBI uncover next? Let's dive deeper into the shocking allegations.
According to the Rolling Stone, the doc features an alleged childhood friend of Puff's, hip-hop producer Tim Dog Patterson. He alleged that Janice, Diddy's mom, would often throw parties at Diddy's childhood home. He says that during the parties, it wasn't uncommon to walk into rooms where adults was having that was just their norm.
Let's talk about Janice Combs and the environment Diddy grew up in. On the surface, she has always been seen as a fiercely protective mother who did whatever it took to provide for her family. After Diddy's father passed away, Janice worked tirelessly to raise him and his siblings, ensuring they had opportunities she never did. But here's where things take a darker turn. In recent months, several of Diddy's childhood friends have come forward with stories that paint a very different picture of what went on behind closed doors. One story in particular has been gaining traction. A childhood friend of Diddy, Tim Patterson, recently spoke out in a documentary, claiming that the Combs household was far from ordinary. According to Patterson, their home was a hotspot for late-night gatherings where the rules seemed non-existent. He described an environment where boundaries were blurred, and what might have been considered unacceptable elsewhere was just another Saturday night at the Combs residence.
Everyone keeps saying to me, like, how did you keep, why did you keep going? Why were you there? I'm like, it literally is around me. If I don't stay at home, this is the atmosphere I'm in. Like, I have no choice.
Patterson didn't hold back in his recollections. He described how, as kids, they were allegedly exposed to situations they didn't fully understand at the time, but now recognize as deeply troubling. From overheard conversations to accidentally walking into rooms where things no child should witness were happening, he painted a picture of a household with little to no boundaries. While Patterson stopped short of directly implicating Janice in any illegal activity, he made it clear.
Well, certainly there's a lot of information that needs to be substantiated, investigated, and those kinds of things. But when we look at people who become offenders, we oftentimes see early exposure to whether that's or actual behavior, and we oftentimes see that within the family.
And let's not forget the psychological impact this environment may have had on a young Diddy. Growing up in such chaos could leave lasting effects on anyone, let alone someone who would later live their life under constant public scrutiny. Experts have weighed in, suggesting that the normalization of certain behaviors at an early age might explain some of the allegations now being made against him. It's the classic debate of nature versus nurture, with many questioning whether Diddy's actions are a direct result of his upbringing. Was he simply a product of his environment, shaped by the influences around him? Or is there something more to the story?
If you say the wrong thing or you complain or I don't know, there's an element where you're just, I guess manipulated in a way to make you feel like, oh, you have to please everyone around you. You can't say anything wrong. You don't want to say a bad thing, or when they're constantly asking, would you like to do and you're like, well, I don't do and they're like, well, why don't you do?
And adding to the chaos are the long-standing rumors and speculations that have followed the Diddy family for years. There have been whispers about secret payouts to keep damaging stories from surfacing, allegations of intimidation tactics to silence critics, and now the possibility that Janice herself may have played a role in it all. With the media frenzy at an all-time high, everyone is asking the same question. Just how deep does this rabbit hole go? And what does it mean for the future of the Combs family? Diddy is already drowning in legal troubles, facing multiple lawsuits and criminal charges that could put him behind bars for a long time. But now, with the focus shifting to his mother, the story has taken a dramatic turn. If the allegations against Janice are true, it raises serious questions about accountability and complicity. Should she have done more to shield her family from the chaos? Or was she just another victim of the circumstances that seemed to have consumed them all?
Now, this particular defense attorney's reason for quitting wasn't really a reason at all, making his departure a lot more puzzling.
8 it stands. The FBI's case against Janice is still developing, with many details being kept under wraps. But one thing is certain, this is no longer just about Diddy. What was once a powerful family dynasty is now collapsing under the weight of its own secrets. And with each new revelation, the story becomes darker and more complex. So what happens next? Will Janice turn herself in? Or will she fight the allegations head on? And how will this shocking twist impact Diddy's already crumbling legal defense? One thing is for sure, this story is far from over. But if you thought things couldn't get more intense, buckle up. The saga of Sean Diddy Combs, his troubled past, and the downfall of his carefully crafted empire is like peeling back layers of an onion, each one more shocking than the last. Now the focus shifts back to Diddy himself. The long history of allegations, the mounting evidence, and the unraveling of his once powerful legal team are pushing this scandal to a breaking point, and from here, it only spirals further out of control.